Pittsburgh, Toronto, one of the games of the day for sure, 67-68. Pittsburgh minus 115, total 6.5 here, high total, shaded to the under, minus 115. It's not easy to go over 6.5, but I don't know if I will love an under in this game, to be honest with you. Not the way Pittsburgh's been lighting the lamp. We've seen it time and time and time again. They got over the total against Calgary early this week. What did that game end? 4-3, something like that, I believe. The Boston game, or not the Boston game, the Philly game on Wednesday night, Pittsburgh-Philly goes over the total as well. So again, these 6.5s, I mean, that gives you a ton of value to the under. I understand that, but these Pittsburgh games and these Tampa Bay games lately that are always 6 or even 6.5 in certain instances, it's very, very tricky, even at these lofty numbers, to still get these games under, because these two offenses are just ridiculously hot right now. Penguins and the Lightning. And the Penguins right now, you look at what they've done consistently for the last week, 2 weeks and a bit. They have been absolutely sensational in terms of putting the puck in the net. And it's going to be interesting to see if Toronto can slow them down, because one thing I've noticed with Toronto during their recent slump, their defensive zone coverage is out of whack. I mean, it really is. I mean, they're not playing good in their own zone. Zaitsev's not playing good in his own zone right now. Gardner's made some mistakes. Ron Hainsey's looked like an over-the-hill old man on the ice lately. Ron Hainsey's a mistake waiting to happen right now for this Toronto defense right now. That is a problem for me going up against this Pittsburgh team. And we saw it the last time Pittsburgh and Toronto played. Remember, these two teams didn't play that long ago. It was February 17th, just a little under a month ago here in Pittsburgh. It was a dreadful night that night for the Leafs defensively. Not clearing pucks out of their own zone. Multiple failed clearing attempts in front of Freddie Anderson that night, and it ended up in the back of their net. Pittsburgh beats them 5-3. Toronto wins the previous meeting before that 4-3. Both games this season fly over the total, 4-3, 5-3 final scores. I got to go over. I'm sorry. It's 6.5. I know there's people are going to say there's a lot of value at the under. Value doesn't matter if the bet's going to lose. And I'm worried your bet's going to lose here if you bet this thing under 6.5, because I'm not seeing good defensive play right now from the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm not. It's been mistake heavy. It's been turnover heavy. It's been leaving Freddie Anderson out there to make 10 bell saves. He's had to make some incredible stops because Toronto's really, really, really hit the skids defensively in their own zone. Toronto's given up 4, 3, 5, and 5 goals in their last 4 games. How do you give up 5 to Buffalo? That's a head scratcher to me. In their last loss, they've dropped 4 in a row, not in good form. From a side perspective here, Pittsburgh makes some sense to me as well. Minus 115. Again, you got Toronto not feeling good right now, not playing well in their own zone. Maybe it's a little circle the wagons type of deal for Toronto. They need to get back on this winning in the win column. They've had a couple days off to stew over losing to Buffalo. Maybe you get their best effort. You probably will. Doesn't mean they're going to win, though. So I got to lean Pittsburgh. More than that would go up and over this total, though, 6.5, because that's been the status quo, I should say. Penguins and Leafs this season, getting to 7 or more in both regular season meetings. Dana Lane's got Pittsburgh, Toronto on his card tonight. Does the Leafs have a circle the wagons bounce back in them, or are their defensive woes going to continue and lead to a Pittsburgh victory?
No, I think it's absolutely comical when I get messages that suggest that I should change my power rankings due to other teams playing well. The fact of the matter is that this is a Penguins team that's got a guy like Phil Kessel on their third line playing with Derek Brassard. I mean, are you kidding me? This team is going to be as tough as an out as they have been in the last 2 seasons, and there's no reason to not think that a team that has Sidney Crosby on their top line and Malkin and Hornquist and Hagelin on their second is a team that's not considered one of the elite. And that it drives me absolutely insane when, just because the Nashville Predators have gone on a good run, that all of a sudden we must unseat the team that's also not losing. So anyway, I thought I'd get that off my chest. The fact of the matter is, it is not a hard handicap with this Penguin team. And as long as I'm getting the number that I'm looking for, there is no way I am ever going against the Pittsburgh Penguins. It is, as far as Toronto is concerned, it is clear that they're missing off Austin Matthews. They've gone 1-2-2 without him. He won't, of course, play tonight again with that shoulder injury. And they've lost 4 straight games, including the game against the Buffalo Sabres as a $1.75 favorite. They've had 4 days to prepare for this, which most people would think is a positive. I don't think it's a positive at all. You give your body 4 days to rest or 3.5 days to rest, and all of a sudden you got to crank it up again against the best team in the National Hockey League. I'm not backing you. Especially if you're playing at home, where they only have a 2-point lead over Florida at this point for the third spot in the Atlantic, believe it or not. I think there's a lot of pressure on the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. The Pittsburgh Penguins have had their way historically with the Maple Leafs, winning 9 out of the last 13 contests, and I'm laying a short number. Yeah, I'm on the Penguins all day long.
Yep, Pittsburgh minus 115. Hard to argue. Toronto. The only thing you're hanging your hat on with Toronto is, they haven't played since that Monday loss to Buffalo. They are 6-2, 3 days of rest or more. That's what you're hanging your hat on, and that's going to help, get them over the hump tonight against this, surging Pittsburgh Penguins team. But you look at this Pittsburgh team. I know they lost 3 in a row there. They had a little blip there, Florida, New Jersey, and Boston in that little swatch, but they picked it back up again, 3 straight wins this past week. Really a great effort against Philadelphia in Philly, 5-2, commanding win. And again, look at this offense and what they've done. I mean, they're basically good for at least 3 goals just about in every game. They only have failed to get to 3 goals once in their last 10 games. So they're pretty much good for 3+ on a nightly basis. And again, Toronto's definitely got to clean up the defensive zone. And when you're having struggles in that part of the ice, Pittsburgh's not exactly the team you want to see invading your building. So we'll see if the Leafs can step up a little bit at the defensive end. So I think Pittsburgh is worth a bet. I'll be stronger on the over in this game, Dana, on Pittsburgh here, minus 115. You can even get minus 111 at Heritage Sports. So very, very short, reasonable price here.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.